Hi friends, Shannon here, aka Cards by Shannon Lee. I am a design team member of the Kat Scrappiness design team. I didn't say that right, but you know what I mean. You know I fumble my words all the time. So anyways, I am here to celebrate Christmas in July. I am creating a Christmas card using the Positively Plaid Red XL double-sided premium cardstock. And I've cut these die cuts using the Kat Scrappiness Color Studio Premium Cardstock, and I use Pine Needle, Granny Apple, and Ocean Mist. And what else? Today I'm going to show you something that I just discovered, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to figure this out. But how I can ink blend without getting the ink, how to do my ink blending on my die cuts without getting the ink where I don't want it. See, these leaves, I want to add ink to just a portion of each of the leaves, but they're so close together, it's hard to prevent the ink from going where I don't want it, because, you know, we have these tools. Let me show you. This is an example of one of the detail blending brushes by Kat Scrappiness, and these help. These do help a lot, but I'm going to show you a trick that we can use the half-inch ink blending, soft ink blending brushes to do the ink blending without getting it everywhere. So let me figure this all out and we'll get started. So the dies that I used today are the Christmas foliage. I used the little pine bow and the leafy branch, and also cut some berries. Oh, and the holly. I cut four of the large holly leaves. I'm not going to use those all. I haven't figured out which color I wanted to use, so I cut 2 of each color. We're also going to use the zigzag border, and we're going to use the one that's shaped kind of like an envelope flap, this little angled shape here. And I already mentioned the Positively Plaid Red XL paper. So let's get started. So this is what I discovered. And I can't believe I haven't thought of it earlier, is taking a piece. I have just a piece of scrap cardstock, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide that underneath my little die cut, and it's going to mask all of the other leaves behind it or next to it, so that I'm not getting the ink where I don't want it. I want to get all of this on screen. Okay, let me grab a dark blue blending brush. I'm using Chip Sapphire Distress ink, and yes, I'm using blue ink on the green die cut because I wanted it to appear as a dark green on dark green cardstock. So I decided that I was going to use this Chip Sapphire. So I've added the ink to my brush, tapping it off on my little glass mat, get that kind of dry, and then I'm just going to come in and do my ink blending on half of the leaf. I only want the top half, and I actually don't even need to be masking off for this top leaf, but I wanted to show you the technique. I'm so excited about figuring this out, and I'm sure some of you have already discovered this. But now for the next leaf, I'm just going to stick this under here and mask that one that's right next to it so that I'm not getting that ink where I don't want it. Just blending that, and I'm going to go a little heavier on this ink. I want it darker. See, isn't that cool? Like I said, I've been doing this now with the ink blending and the card making for 8 years now. Wow, gosh, time flies when you're having fun, huh? And I just can't believe that I haven't thought of this sooner. But it makes this ink blending so much easier, less stress, and I get the outcome that I want without having to worry about getting that ink where I don't want it. So I want to know in the comment section below, leave me a comment and let me know if you are starting to create Christmas cards. Are you celebrating Christmas in July? Have you done your Christmas in July crafty shopping? drop me a comment in the comment section. And also, all of the products that I'm using today to create these cards links are located in the description box below. So if you are interested in the Christmas foliage dies, or the zigzag borders, or the awesome Positively Plaid Red XL cardstock, or double-sided premium cardstock. Got to get the name right. So there we go. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see how I got that detail on my die cut, and the ink is only where I wanted it to go. So let's do, I'm going to switch blending brushes, and I'm going to use one of Kat's detail blending brushes, if I can find my green. Oh, no, that's brown. I'll be right back. I gotta find, oh no, I take it back. I found my green. Okay. I don't want green, I want blue. Sorry about that. I'm a little bit spastic this evening. Okay, so we're just going to go, I'm not going to use that technique on this because it's only one leaf, but I'm just adding that ink on the outside of my holly leaf here. And I'll show you in just a second the difference between just a plain cardstock and the cardstock with the ink blending on it, because there's it just really makes your cardstock pop, and it really adds so much to your cards when you do this little bit of detail. So you see here we've got the ink blended, and here we have the plain, and then flip here, make it easier. Ink blended is on the left, plain is on the right. Just does so much for the card. So next we're going to need, I'm gonna clean up this blue ink off my blending brush. Just clean it up by, whoopsie, wiping it off, or swirling my brush on my cloth and clean up my ink off of my glass mat. And now we'll use the green. And I don't know if this is a last minute kind of detail that I'm thinking about adding, but I've decided to cut the little pine bough, or this prickly branch, out of aqua cardstock, and I want to see how it will look if I just add a little bit of green to the center of the aqua. So add the ink, tap it off on my glass mat, and if you don't have a glass mat, what you can use is a piece of acetate, and it's easy to, you know, pick that ink up off of the acetate, or even a piece of plastic packaging that you're not using. And I think I want this much more heavy, so I'm going to go in full strength. I hope I don't regret this. Yeah, that turns out a lot better. Full strength, so I can get that green to come out on that aqua cardstock. I'm just covering up the bristles on the left side and trying to make sure that I don't go too far on the right side. And there we go. It kind of looks like a snowy branch. That's the look I was going for anyway. Okay, I'm going to grab a white gel pen, and we're going to add some more detail to these die cuts. Before we add the white highlights, what I'm going to do is I'm taking one in the Granny Apple color of my leafy branches, and I'm going to take my ink blended leafy branch, and I'm going to just put that on top and offset that a bit so that you can see a little bit of that lighter green underneath. And then what I do is I just take the nozzle to my glue and scooch that behind there, add a little glue, press that down. Do that for all of the leaves so that we can have, when we're layering these up on our card, we'll be able to see the difference in each of the branches. At least that's my goal. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I've done that for two of them. We'll let this one dry, and we'll work on these ones. So I don't have a gel pen, I have a paint pen. It's an acrylic white paint pen. It is 0.7 millimeter fine tip pen, and we're just going to add some little dots and lines. Add some to the branches, add a couple to the leaves. Fill that up, and that is another secret to making your die cuts really pop. Gives it lots of interest on your card. And we'll do a holly leaf. You don't have as much room on this to do the detail, but I'll do it. See, that one on that side, and we'll do it on this side over here. And then we'll take a couple of the berries. I think we'll use 3 berries. Oh, my pen is getting a little dry. I have a sheet of craft cardstock and a sheet of white cardstock, and these are 3 3/4 by 5 inches each. I'm going to layer them on top of each other and take my zigzag border, and I'm going to cut them, and I'm offsetting them so that after I cut them we can layer them up on top of each other. I'll just set that down. Add my low tack tape. Make sure they're still even on the sides. Wrap that around. There we go. And I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. Now, using my stamping platform, I am going to add a sentiment to the white portion of the zigzag border cardstock that I cut. And we're just going to do, I think, this is from the Sentiment Shop Within the Fold Christmas Greetings stamp set. And this has already sold out once, so if you're interested in getting the Christmas Greetings stamp set, I would rush. The link is in the description box below. These have tons of sentiments that you can use on the inside and outside of your Christmas cards. So I'm going to use Merry Christmas with lots of love. Let me just prep the stamp, since I have not used this one before. And we're going to put it on an angle on that cardstock. I think I want it up a little more. There we go. Pick that up with the lid, and let me grab some ink. And we're going to just stamp that. Make sure my cardstock is in the corner, so in case I need to double stamp, I can put it back in the same place. Lots of ink on there. And when I smoosh my stamps, especially my sentiments, I go from the outside and push in, not vice versa, because when you do it from the outside and smush out, or if you do it from one side to the other, they get a little wonky. They can smush sometimes the stamp will smush to one direction or the other. So yeah, I definitely need to stamp that one again. It's a little bit light. Okay, and we'll be right back, and we're going to put together our card. So I've gone ahead and I've glued down the white layer to the craft layer. Now we're going to add that. I have a piece of the Positively Plaid Red in 3 3/4 by 5 inches, so that it would match the width of my other cardstock layers. We're going to add that to the top of the plaid piece. And thanks so much for hanging in there with me so far. If you're not already, subscribe to the Kat Scrappiness channel so you can see all of the new releases and all of the stuff where our video design team is becoming more populated. We have 2 more video design team members. One of them is Sandy, and I can't remember the other's name. Sorry about that. I'm very forgetful. Okay, so here we go. I've got that glued down, and then I have a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch piece of black cardstock. We're going to glue this down, and then we'll add our little cluster of ink blended foliage to the front of our card. And I also made a bow using some twine that laid down. And we'll take our 2 little branches and glue those down. I'm going to grab my little tweezers. And you can get these tweezers at Kat Scrappiness also. Like I said before, all the stuff that I'm using in my card today, there's links in the description box below in case you want to make that purchase. There's one, and we'll do this so it kind of dangles off to the side a little bit. I like when stuff overlaps the layers or extends beyond the layers. Grab our second little branch here. And just tilt that off to the side here. See how far we want that to go. And see how, since I did that second color of cardstock underneath, that it helps break up the branch right here where they overlap. Stay down. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to add my little bow that I made with twine. Get a nice dollop of glue here. Stick that down. And then we're going to add the holly leaf on top of the twine. Just give that a push for a second. A little bit of glue oozed out. It didn't want to let go of me. Okay, and now I'll add some berries. So I think, should we add them to the holly, or should we add them to the leaves, or to the branches, or should we do both? Let's do both. So I'll add one to the top of the holly here. And one to each of the branches. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you if you have stuck through all the way to the end of my video. I know they can be a little long, and I just really appreciate all of you watchers and viewers, or viewers are watchers, I guess, huh? Oh, it's late. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.